Good morning. I did the reading today at 6:48 a.m. Today is March 2nd, 2025, and I used the Otherkin Tarot. The numerology today is for 6:48 is a 1-8 energy or a 9, where many of us feel a need to really kind of pull in and consider carefully what we're thinking and doing. Additionally, March 2nd is going to be a 1-4 energy where we are solidly going to come out in divine inspiration to speak our minds. The day today is Sunday, so Sun Day. And the beads for today are sunstone for vitality, amethyst for spiritual protection, red garnet for passion and courage, aquamarine for a sense of calmness, carnelian citrine for a sense of opportunity. And again, wear something black because we do just live in times where what you're doing to protect yourself kind of matters. And we do have, it feels like arrows being flung across the bow in ways. We have today the Three of Swords relating to the element of air. And this is going to be the World card and Justice card, Libra 2 and Saturn, paired with our Two of Cups, water, the Empress and Chariot card, relating to Venus, the first decan of Cancer, which in this particular reading, the energies from the first card to the second card are essentially in a square with each other, meaning that elementally they don't get along and there is tension. This is very much speaking to our current divisions. The moon today aligns with Jupiter, amplifying our emotions with a sense of clarity. There will be some optimisms, themes of healing and expansion, emotional growth through pain forged in Saturn's fires. And although Saturn is an earth-based sign, we think of mining and forging metals as being a Saturnian occupation. Venus retrograde today reflects our collective self-worth needing some work. Mercury enters Aries tomorrow and is ready to come out and be heard. In this 1-5 energy, we all have a desire for change, regardless of what side of the aisle we are on, and a change for freedom. Many of us feel suppressed and held down. All of us currently feeling betrayed. There will be an emotional reckoning. This is a painful time as truths are faced. We are in an ending cycle and have come to a natural conclusion. At the end of this cycle is, like all things, a test of where do you stand. Many of who they prefer for leaderships wants healing. And obviously, I think we all lack the proper understanding of how to achieve this. So nobody should be sitting on their soapbox thinking they've done a better job, because none of us have. We are in a need to see our oneness. As divided is creating karmic undertones, demanding proper accountability. Growth and discipline. We have new beginnings and endings as we dance with danger. Unresolved issues leading us all to this significant fallout. Fairness will prevail regardless of what anybody wants. The world card says that this is about to be obvious, and the justice card says, yep. And the Saturn says there will be a stop put to some very large things. We are about to have a consciousness upgrade with many consequences. Many of us in partnership, so sure of ourselves. There's a breakup coming, a divorce of sorts, leading to a reckoning. So we, the people, have real opportunities for health and a way of being. The Three of Cups is our heartbreak card. As we face these difficult truths, yet through facing the challenges head on, we will find honesty and authenticity with resolutions. This is uncomfortable. You can count on that. But through hidden truths, we will prevail. We must learn what our process is. And it is called a petrodollar, which has provided us endless support. This is no longer the case. It is now under the process of a diversification, which has led to a more multipolar economic system. And this right here, people, is what has caused financial instability. And there are people who are reacting to this at the top to maintain their place in this process, which, if they would be honest with us, we could all equalize and everybody could benefit. This Two of Cups water, relating to the Empress and Chariot and Venus, the first decan in Cancer, suggests that the dance has begun. We have a fragile batch of alliances and are being tested as some want to hold us to old paradigms. We are breaking down. Our global control has created hardship for many, over and over. We do have karmic accountability. There's many who've been harmed. We cannot bring people over on boats and enslave them and make our country wealthy on the backs of that without reparations. We have to be honest with ourselves, making people whole when we harm them, our responsibility. We will come about if we embrace, at the end of the day, a responsible approach, a sense of balancing and safety for all of our basic needs and not just the needs of the few. When we use terms like liberal and conservative, consider replacing the word liberal with my neighbor, and consider replacing the word conservative with my fellow American, reducing identity bias. This is polarizing. Avoid blame. Seek opportunity for mutual collaborations. This will create natural framing of ideas and fairness as universal principles. Listen actively. Use moral bridging, loyalty, and authority, how we go about fairness, and our shared responsibilities. Stand in compassion. Those of you who are spiritualists, it doesn't matter what other people do and say. We need to lead by example. Compassion and shared equity is important. I'm going to tell you a little story that occurred to me yesterday to give you some idea of what I think some of this might look like in the future. I was told, due to a meme I posted on Facebook, that I need to leave this country, that I do not belong in my current state of being. And although I find this kind of language to be troubling, for sure, I also understand that it is coming from a place of fear and immaturity, and likely is somebody that, if they understood what they were saying, wouldn't be saying it at all. Now, I have taken compassionate communications, and it's a very important part of what we need to be doing. And what I decided to do about this particular interaction was even surprising to myself. Instead of losing my mind and getting triggered, I pointed out that those of you who feel I, like myself, should leave this country because you find my wokeness to be too much for your place that you're at, then I think what you need to be asking yourself is, how can I go about helping this person whom I no longer want to be my neighbor to move on to a place where they're safe and thriving, and I'm safe and thriving? You see, when we divorce, there are principles in divorce we follow, that one spouse maybe has to support the other spouse financially for a time, if not for life, depending on the circumstances, where we have shared responsibilities. So when you think you understand and feel that I should leave this country because I am someone who believes that people at the border don't have to be tortured the way we are, and that I believe LGBTQ should be treated as human, as you and I are treated, that people of different marginalized groups need to be made right, like Black people, and reparations. Yes, maybe you do think I need to leave, because yes, my authentic voice says wrong is wrong and right is right. Colonization has no place in this rock that we float on. So with that, remember to use moral bridging and to consider that likely those across the aisle are lacking proper moral understanding of what this really is. And in that, this is a Decan walk. Like, share, and subscribe, leave comments, and thank you so much for the many who are joining. And I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.